Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. I just finished my delicious blueberry muffin. I'm drinking a nice vanilla latte. I got time until class starts, so I figured why not come on here and talk to you. So, I want to say something that I think is really amazing to myself, is that Allah has really shown me so much. And I was looking at my life and I was thinking about people come and go. I've had family members come and go. People whom I love come and go. People come and go, right? Life is a revolving door. YouTube is the same thing. It's quite amazing how I have like former fans who are trying to get famous and trying to get attention, and who are using so much of their efforts to like just propagate their hatred and their envy. Like, I have people who I follow who I disagree with on politics, but you're not gonna see me like, you guys don't even know about them, and I pay attention to their videos, and it's like, I don't do this sort of, oh, I'm so angry at this person, let's do a pile-on type of method. I don't really do that. No person can you agree with all the time. It's just not gonna happen, you know? So it's really interesting that I just have these very strange people who they're making a career. Like, every time I go on someone's comment section, I go on someone's live stream, I pop in, I don't say anything, I just check it out. There's someone there, whining about me, and it's really bizarre. And you're just like, wow, this person, like, instead of talking about knowledge, instead of cleaning their bathroom, vacuuming their carpet, brushing their teeth, working out, they're taking time to like whine about me and like get attention because of how they're whining and freaking out. And it's really strange, and I think people should really take note of that, because that can happen to anybody. I remember the CEO of Papa John's Pizza. He had this really interesting podcast where he was talking about how people wanted a position in his company, and they they did a conspiracy against him. They recorded him saying something he shouldn't have said, and they were trying to do an expose, and the cancel culture mob came after them and his company, and eventually he had to wait for it to blow over, and things got back to normal. And that even to the universities and places he donated money to, they abandoned him. He had to watch so many people turn against him just for one simple word and such, right? And so I found this to be very motivating, him and others. I mean, just look at Joe Rogan, for example. He's not a perfect guy, but he would explain how he would go do stand-up comedy. Not everyone would like it. Sometimes he'd get booed off stage. And then, he goes to the next show and the people are cheering. But you can't always let the negative get in there and ruin your motivation, your drive, and what you want to do. So, I think some content creators, they've had their chats, their comment sections be too friendly for too long. And they think that, like, people won't turn on them, or they do everything they can so that, like, people don't turn on them. And then you see how they become this sort of circle jerk, echo chamber, self-masturbation type of personality persona, that once you pressurize it and you start to see some gaps there, you're like, I see what's going on here. I see the game that's being played. I see the chess match. Okay, want a power play? Let's power play. So, if you create anything in your life, right? Whether you're at work, there's politics, scheming, conniving, backstabbing, all types of stuff, right? But if someone's whinging on forever, you should look at that. You should really look at it. Think about, is this person, like, they got something psychologically wrong with them? How much effort and how many days, how many hours and stuff they spend whining, complaining, backbiting. It's really bizarre. I don't know, fam. It's just amazing. Like, I've had teachers I disagree with. You don't see me, like, going to every single student and telling them without them asking, oh, so-and-so teacher this. It's like, nah. Someone asks you, oh, hey, they had these things good about them. They had this thing I didn't agree with. You move on, you keep it flowing. But it's bizarre how like the hate dopamine is so strong. It's really a blessing that I don't care, you know? Stay authentic. Don't let, your life become a democracy where everyone can push you in any direction they want, and live so minimally and have everything, all your assets and other stuff and other people's names and stuff, so where people can't take it from you unless Allah really wills, and you deal with those as they come. But I tell you, if you're a content creator, if you are on, a club, a panel, whatever it is that you're on, just know that your friend today could be your enemy tomorrow, and don't reveal anything that could be weaponized against you. Treat every person as a potential foe, and especially the ones who are very soft in their words in the beginning and then flip the script and then, use that to milk attention. So a lot of people will befriend you so they can discover some secrets, so they can try to find some weak spot to hit you in on, to agitate you, to bait you, to do all kinds of things to find a way in for attention and stuff. So don't overly trust, and don't put too much of your assets out there. People will say, oh, I'm getting attacked, I'm getting, there people's calling, all this different stuff, trying to get me in trouble. Don't put your stuff out there. You gotta stop it. If you want to enter into the digital arena, you have to keep your stuff quiet now. I learned that lesson now, especially after other Muslims, some extremist Muslims attacked my shop. They did so much to try to make me, to chase me off of YouTube, to make me cower. And I just had patience, and I turned to Allah, and I'm gonna stay where I'm gonna stay. But you gotta be careful of the clinical tone people will use, like, maybe you should do this, Remember, the tone is something that can be a veil or can be something very revealing. Some people mask their tone, right? Like, if I was gonna execute you and I tell you with a nice voice, so now I'm gonna execute you, just please put your head down, that's it, thank you. Like, you can get tricked by a smiling face and a soft tone and think, okay, just because this person has quote-unquote good manners, that therefore everything they do and say is good and genuine and their heart's not black. But someone could just be blunt, say something, and then you could think, oh, they're possessed by the devil, they're this, they're that. It's like, no. I mean, politicians have the most refined speech in all the field, and then they do corrupt deals all the time. Lobbyists, lawyers, there's so many different professions where people perfect the art of making their tone and speech and the way they dress and the way they look super refined. Meanwhile, behind the door, they're screwing people over, right? Especially certain banking people, they get you and talk you into taking out some loan you're not supposed to. You trust them because of the way they look. You think this guy's got it all together, and bam, he signs you into something that you can't handle. Or even a person who's in the stock market, they tell, oh yeah, so we got this here, and if you invest and then over a 4-year period, blah 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 blah, and you trust this person, and you find out they swindled you, and maybe they got a kickback, they're working on commission. You never know, right? So this whole manner, oh, your manners will show, it's like, man, you guys are idiots. You haven't met enough scammers then. I mean, a hooker, she will kiss you and tell you you're the most handsomest man in the whole world. Meanwhile, she's just saying whatever it's gonna take to get your wallet. So tone and manners, it's important, right? But it's you can't put all the weight in determined truth based on mannerisms, right? And I would just tell people, wherever you are, don't get attached to anybody. Anybody. I used to play with snakes. I know the snake's gonna eventually bite me. I don't get mad at the snake for being a snake. You do, but you're like, ow, man, this is annoying. But then you just keep holding it, right? Even a cat. You pet a cat, one minute it likes you, the next it kind of scratches you and does that weird thing where they scratch you and run away. Okay. Even my pet guinea pig before he passed away. Sometimes your hand smells like carrots or cabbage because you were cutting vegetables or something, and the soap didn't get the scent off. You grab them, they accidentally bite you, and it's like, did they do it because of malice or was it part of their nature? You don't get mad. Now, certain dogs, you can correct their behavior, but at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want to do. Even a bird, right? People are the same way. Fans are the same way. So any person who thinks, okay, I'm gonna be a fan, and I'm gonna leave this person's channel, and I'm gonna, you know, just constantly talk trash and get attention and rally other people around me to hate against this person who I was a former fan of, people should look at that person and be like, what the hell is wrong with this person? They're putting that as a personality trait to be like, oh, I'm a loud hater. I'm a loud hater. It's like, get a life. Do something better with yourself. And I would also argue, lead by example, you know? This is something that I've learned by being on YouTube for a while, even though I deleted some playlists before I became a Muslim, is that you have to just lead by example, man. You just got to do it. These people who, they don't put any effort even into the digital realm, they don't even do jihad with their tongue. They just kind of point the finger and whine all day and criticize and find things to like complain about on people. It's like they're not even, you know, how do we know what they're doing? And I would say people should stop complaining about other content creators and lead by example. Keep it in your flow, right? You're on your ship, you're in the ocean, steer your freaking boat. Watch out for others, but mind your business. Do a little bit of clap back in here and there. But if you're getting distracted by like just trying to take out the competition, trying to ridicule everyone, just lead by example, man. You know? That's why people be like, I don't like this YouTube content creator, blah, 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 blah. You know, why don't you just start your own channel? Go on Twitch. Go on Vimeo. Go on YouTube. Go on DLive. Go on BitChute. Go on Rumble. Do something yourself. Okay? If you're so perfect, if you have all the knowledge in the world and everyone should listen to what you gotta say, why is it that you haven't shown us who you are? This is the thing, is that the people who don't do anything publicly, they can't handle the pressure themselves, but they want to bark the most. That's the funny part. It's like, I'm going to complain about this person and rally people around me to complain about them, but I myself am not going to put any content on there, and I'm just going to sit in my chair and, you know, point the finger all day. Lead by example. Stop talking. Be about it. So if you're in your boardroom, you're on a council, you are a content creator, whatever it is, always watch your back. Never reveal or say anything that could be used against you. Just like if you get arrested, they tell you anything you can say will be used against you in the court of law, right? So you plead the Fifth Amendment and you just keep quiet sometimes. You know, that's a good way. The judge will be like, okay, sometimes you can defend yourself, but the lawyer or an attorney and such, they'll see something you said, they'll twist it out of the shape, and then that might influence the judge. So sometimes you keep quiet when you could answer something, and sometimes you answer when you need to clarify, depending on what judge you're in front of and what kind of lawyer or attorney you have. People forget that. Just because someone doesn't answer something doesn't mean they don't got an answer. Sometimes you're like, I can see where this is going to go. I'm just going to plead the Fifth, right? And again, trust no one. Be careful. One minute they love you, the next minute they hate you. And if someone thinks my fans will never turn on me, or I'll just bend the knee to my fans, no, don't do it. Your fans could be wrong. They could be a bunch of bubbling idiots, right? If a lion was followed by a bunch of pigs and the pigs say, we're going to sit here in the mud, why don't you roll in the mud? And the lion's like, I got to go do something, man. Should the lion listen to the pigs? You know? No. You got to do what befits you. Do what your energy is, your destiny. Where Allah's going to lead you. That's what I'd say. So watch out. And at work, I always had that philosophy too, man. I'd go to work, someone starts talking trash. Certain people you can trust a little bit to say, hey, this manager didn't do this right. But other time you keep your mouth shut. Because one minute they'll throw you under the bus to get more clout. You know, watch out. So I say, watch out, man. It's a dirty world out there. Be careful. if you want to play with the snakes, get ready to get bit. And when you get bit, don't get mad, but just understand, snake's gonna snake.